Hey friends, welcome to Woman Owned Wallet, the podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Dare, a serial entrepreneur who has already made all of the money mistakes, so you don't have to. Now I'm working on my money mindset, expanding my companies, and having open conversations with women around a subject that shouldn't be so taboo, money. My company, Woman Owned Wallet, and I are determined to help you foster a more positive relationship with your wallet and help you create a life that makes you say, wow. Hey, moneymakers. Welcome back to another episode of Woman Owned Wallet, the podcast. I'm Amanda, your amazing host. I'm just like tooting my own horn, toot toot over here. But it's because I'm sitting across from one of my favorite people in the whole world. She's literally in my top 6 on my phone to like text about things all the time. And luckily, she now is a full-time member of WOW. Woo! So excited to welcome Paige, our retail manager, to the podcast. Welcome, Paige.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here.
This is very exciting.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Feeling vibies?
Yeah.
Goods?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every time we have a conversation, I'm happy about it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Definitely.
I feel like Paige is somebody that when you meet her, you have very calming energy. She's like laughing.
So
She's
surprising.
Like, how is this possible? I think you've honed in your joyful, happy energy, and you have a lot of calming energy.
Sweet.
At least for me.
I love to hear that.
We're both very like empathetic, and I'm like, this girl, she gets it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So I love to talk about how we met, which kind of a funny story, I feel like, because I mean, Paige and I didn't know each other before she worked at WOW, but the moment I met her, we knew.
We knew. Yes.
So how did you remember us meeting? Because it's kind of different. It's funny.
Yes.
I like to hear your part of it.
Okay. So years ago, not that many years ago, I was working in retail and I was working for a woman-owned business, and you came in and you were just asking me about the store. And I remember thinking, wow, you're doing so much for the community. You're doing so much for women. That's so cool. And then I just kind of never really thought about that interaction again. I thought it was really cool for the woman that I was working for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then some time went on and I really started getting more and more interested in business. My background's in education, so I kind of through life transferred over into kind of getting more and more into business. I actually went to business school and I was working retail and falling in love with the community around here. I'm not from this part of Louisville, so moving out here and meeting a ton of women who own businesses was very inspiring.
It's the best.
Gosh, it's everything.
It feels so good to know women that are just like doing the damn thing.
It really does. So I'm in school. I'm surrounding myself with all these amazing badasses, all these women who are just following their entrepreneurial dreams and making shit happen. And I think, okay, I really want to dive into business. I want to learn more. I want to really be able to network more with these women. And I was sitting with a few friends of mine, women who own businesses here in the community. And we would talk about, different things I was passionate about and things I was interested in and different ways that I wanted to be a part of this community of women. And it was so funny because so many of the ideas that we came up with, people would say, well, yeah, but so this Amanda Dare, she does that. I'm like, oh, darn. Okay. She's so cool. Okay. Let's brainstorm something else that I could possibly do once I finish school. Like, what am I going to do? Oh, here's an idea, but Amanda Dare also does that. Okay. Awesome.
Who knew I do all that shit?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to like really meet Amanda and really like talk with her. And that'll be like my big goal when I finish school is I'm just going to reach out to her and find out how I can plug in and what I can do, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know all the things you did. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea.
Well, it grows every fucking day.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So you guys, the sun just came out as Paige laughed and it like totally illuminated everything behind her and was adorable. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
The sun's just like, I love to hear Paige's laugh and I'm going to come out and enjoy it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe.
It really brings out all the pink in this room too.
Oh God, it does. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
So you're like, okay, well maybe like after school.
Yes. That was my thought process was I'm just not ready. Surely I'm not ready. So fast forward, I just have a few months of school left, and I hadn't even been in WOW yet. I hadn't even been in the store. And I can't remember if I saw you.
I think you came in to shop.
I don't know if I saw you before that. I don't know why.
Yeah. You know what we did? Because my mom and brother were shopping at Logan Street.
Is that what it was?
And then we kind of saw each other around Christmas of 2021.
That sounds right. Yes.
And so I remember my brother convincing my mom to buy him a pair of pants.
Nice.
I mean,
of
course nice, but like buy your own pants.
I mean, you know.
It's fine. But yeah, I remember being with them and them saying something and you're like, yeah, I know about her. And she was so sweet. And she was like, I mean, doing a great job. And I was just like, oh, that was cool. And I felt the same. I was like, that was a cool interaction, like every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wasn't like looking for help or anything at that moment. So it wasn't like on the forefront.
Right.
And then I think it was about a year ago from now.
It was, yes.
You're about to have your year.
It's been almost a year. Yeah. Next month.
How's that even possible? Like a whole year?
No, I really don't know.
Man, that's amazing.
But yes, so it was about a little over a year ago. I was just like, I'm just going to show up in the shop. I just want to go introduce myself, talk to Amanda, maybe, schedule a coffee date, like schedule just
open up the conversation.
Yes, just to say like, hey, I would like to do something. Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Paige.
Hi,
I'm Paige. I would like to do something.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
Me.
It's me.
I'm the problem. Hi.
I think we both feel that way. We're like, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm also the solution.
Apparently. Yes, you are actually, because I showed up and you weren't in the store. I was kind of bummed I didn't see you. I just saw this like other amazing blonde female in the store and I'm like, okay, you're cool. So I get to chatting with her. Her name's Adrienne. She's the COO. And I'm like, girl, that is so badass. Congratulations. I think it was like, she hadn't been the COO very long.
No,
like
it was
officially.
Like a couple months. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was super excited about it, telling me about it. I was super stoked for her. I was like, well, I'm just going to shop around, whatever. So I'm looking around and shopping all the woman-owned things. And I'm just like having a blast. But in the back of my mind, kind of bummed. I'm like, man, I wish I could have actually spoken with Amanda, but Adrienne's cool as hell. So,
Yeah. Win-win.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. So I go to check out and she's like, okay, well, here's your total. And I've actually been chatting with Amanda and she would like to meet with you now.
Yeah. She was texting me while you were in the store. And I was like, oh my God, I've been like wanting to meet Paige, like officially. And I had reached out like kind of to pull these two together. I had reached out to a lot of my woman-owned business friends, my biz besties, to say like, I was looking for a little bit more help in the store and somebody just part-time, just kind of feeling it out. And literally 3 of them suggested you.
That's amazing.
And I was like, well, look, fuck yes, this girl, I gotta meet her. And then you walked in.
And then I just showed up.
You just showed up. And I was like, she was texting me and Adrienne I think she said something like, hey, do you remember? Because I was in the back trying to soak up some of those sun rays.
Gosh, yes.
Oh, like I said, sometimes they pop out, in Louisville, you don't like the weather. You wait 5 minutes. It'll be sunny or rainy in 5 minutes. Don't worry.
Yes.
And so like I was sitting outside just like doing trying to work on the business instead of in the business. Even a year ago, it was really difficult to have that because I didn't have all the support around me. Like you being full-time in management has like changed my life. So she was texting me like, hey, remember we were talking about Paige because everybody had suggested her. And I was like, absolutely, I need to call her. And she was like, she's here. And so she like walks out and I was like, well, just see if she can meet me right now. And so then you come out and I just immediately start having an interview with you.
Yeah.
I don't even think you were aware.
No, I had no idea. You were just like, yeah, let's sit down and chat. Like, just like now. And I was like, okay, yes, I get to talk to Amanda Dare. This is
I'm not that fancy.
Like,
I'm not that serious and fancy and stuff.
It's amazing.
I probably just, I don't know, somehow portrayed that in the world, but you just put me on a pedestal, which is very sweet of you.
I don't know. I hope
I'm off of it now.
Making a difference. No.
Like jump off the deep end.
No, you're literally making a difference in our community. Like you're impacting women, you're impacting financial feminism. I still have you on a pedestal. It's fine.
Oh,
it's been almost a year now and like you're still up there.
Even though you're way taller than me. So like we always need Paige. We're like, Paige. And she's like, oh, you need a tall girl?
You need a tall girl. Yeah.
Adrienne and I are like 5'1", 2, maybe 3 on a good day. But anyways, you come in, you come to the back, like courtyard area. I'm sitting in the sun. I'm just thinking about how the fuck am I going to solve all my problems with filling this like space I needed in the store. Because Adrian and I have been continuously trying to phase out of the store so that we could be more in the community. Because like you said, community impact. It's really important to not be, like literally like tied to working the store hours, because that's when the other businesses are open.
Right.
So for us to shift out of that, we needed to find obviously the most amazing person. And then 3 people like suggested you, and then you walk in. Like the universe, man. I mean, provides.
Yeah, she really does.
So we sit down, we're having this conversation. And at the end, I was just like, so yeah, if you like want to work here, like just sleep on it. And then I think you emailed me the next day back because I was like, I just really sprung this on you. Sorry.
I was so mad too.
So mad.
I'm just furious. Like, wow, you're going to offer me a job right now? Like,
and I was like, I can't believe this all happened like so serendipitously. I didn't say that right. But like it felt so right. And then you joined the team because of course you were like, fuck yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Because I was like, have a conversation, with your partner. I was like, let me know what's up. And you let me know that you and your wife spoke about it and that it was going to work out because you were in school probably till the end of the year. So we actually had probably 9 months of your schooling left.
Yeah.
But it was online.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So
that made it a lot easier.
Made it way easier. And you kept working at some other woman-owned businesses while working with us until you became full-time, which we're so appreciative of them because I know it was stressful to leave. Do you want to tell us about that experience at all?
It's just this community of women. It's so special and everyone's so tight-knit. Everyone's so close. There's so much love and support. I feel like you can get in areas where there's a lot of competition between women who own businesses. And I'm speaking as someone who I do not own a business. I'm just friends with a lot of women who do.
She's entrepreneur adjacent.
Yes, very much so.
Intrapreneur is what they call.
Oh,
because
yes.
you feel the vibes of entrepreneurship, but it's like internal. So you're like head bitch in charge, HBIC. Head babe in charge. I shouldn't call my employees bitch.
That's fine.
It's in a positive way.
I get it.
I didn't go to the harassment class I made you guys take. It's really bad.
did. It's fine.
I still need to finish it. I just got to sit my ass down and do it. It's okay. I will.
It's a good training.
Yeah. I'm just like, sometimes I'll be sitting there and be like, hey, if I ate too much lunch and I need to unbutton my pants, is that sexual harassment, you guys? Or is everybody okay with that? Because like my tummy is bursting. So luckily they have not come for me yet.
No.
So anyways.
We all overeat sometimes. It's okay.
I have tummy problems. I feel like you either have tummy problems or head problems, like headaches.
Or both.
Oh, no.
I'm a both bitch.
You're a both?
Ugh, yes.
No, baby, no. One's bad enough. You don't want both.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So the area all about connecting women and did you just have a lot of guilt leaving?
No,
I mean, and you can talk about her. Obviously,
honestly,
we love Kristen.
Okay, I can talk about her. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was working for
Mention
Kristen.
everybody. I love her.
Okay, I was working for Kristen, and
This is Paige's first podcast, y'all.
Hi.
We gotta
welcome.
Give her all the permission.
I'm like, do I have permission to
take it all?
Anything? Okay, so I worked for Kristen. She's absolutely everything. I love her with as much of my heart as I can love someone other than my wife with. She's everything.
And tell us about her business a little bit.
Kristen owns the Bluegrass Switch, and it's a metaphysical shop. She's got crystals and dried floral bouquets. She's got it all. She's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So she and I became friends before I worked for her. Then I started working for her, and it was magical and wonderful. And I let her know that I was going to start working part-time for you. I was working part-time for her.
She's one of the people that suggested you.
I love that. I love her so much.
Sarah, Vanessa, all your besties over at Logan Street.
Yes, all my Logan Street besties.
Yeah.
God, love them. So I let her know, I was like, hey, I'm finishing up school. Well, before that, I let her know that she could hire me part-time. I needed more work just to fill in between school and there. You offered me the job part-time here. So I let her know, and she's like, oh my gosh, Amanda Dare. She's like, I met with her before I even started the Bluegrass Switch. I love her so much. She's going to do so much with you. She's just like really, really hyped you up even more than I already had hyped you up. And she was so excited for me to work for you too. And immediately she's like, yes, do it. Take the job. Like anything you need from me, support Amanda. Yes.
I love her.
God, she's everything.
And yeah, I met with her. I mean, she was my very first like paid coaching client, I think.
That's
I'm trying to remember back. Gosh, it was a long time ago. We were in the mall. She talked about this one time with me where she's like, I paid for an hour and we sat for like 2.5 hours and we went through everything. And I never want somebody to leave without some like impactful information and like stuff they can do now. And for me, sitting there with her, talking through everything about woman-owned businesses and her woman-owned business filled like my soul so much that I was like, I need to continue down this road in some way. And I mean, all these years later, here we are.
Here we are. Doing the damn thing.
Yeah. So part-time vibes.
Yes.
School vibes.
Yes.
And you talked a little bit about school. Just real quick, where did you go to school and what did you study?
Ooh, so I went to McHenry online. They are in Illinois, I believe. And I studied business administration just because I had this.
We finally got one business degree in here, y'all.
I graduated. I got the degree.
Finally, somebody needed a business degree.
You can see it in all my spreadsheets that I make.
She does. And they're color-coded. I love the color-coded.
Have to.
They're all like different shades of pink.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
So you talk about how, wow, the store looks like the inside of your brain.
Yeah.
My Excel sheets, my pink color-coded Excel sheets.
That's your brain.
That's my brain.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I love how organized other people are. And then I get to just enjoy it. It's a really good mashup.
It works.
Yeah,
it definitely works.
So you went into December, finishing up school. I know you hated that last class.
Oh my gosh.
You were like, not about it.
It was a lot.
You're like, I don't even want to tell you what it is. I just got to get through it.
It was rough.
And I was like, just remember whatever grade you get, you already have a big girl job. Don't even worry. I was like, you can slack off a little bit in this class that you hate.
It's fine.
I was like, I'm not hiring you based on this one class's grade. So we're all right. So you graduated December 2022, a few months ago.
Yes.
And I mean, I know that we chatted a lot before we officially like were able to offer the full-time to you, but I was like, I know it's Paige. I just know. And so I was like preparing for you to come on before I even told you. Because I was like, she's in school. She has multiple jobs. Like, I don't need to stress this girl out. But when I told you and when I like talked to you about it, it was just like, it felt like a no-brainer for you. Like, you're like, yes.
Yes.
That's exactly the kind of thing that you were looking for.
Yes, it really, really was. And it is. It still is. So my wife's dad owns his own business.
Yeah.
And she's always said, Paige, you really need to find a small business where you don't necessarily need to have your degree to use every day, but you need to have experience and you need to feel like you are valued and being taken care of, and you need to feel purpose. That's my main thing, is I need to feel purpose in my work.
Me too, yeah.
And I found it.
Yay.
Like I found that small business that gives you purpose, that makes you feel valued. This is it.
Yay.
So yes, as soon as you offered me full time, I did. I went to Kristen. I was like, Kristen, Amanda offered me, and I didn't even finish my sentence. She goes, do it. She grabbed both my hands and she was like, do it. You know how she is, do it. Yeah. She's like, you have to do it. Yes, do it. Yes, I'm so proud of you. Super stoked. So when you ask about guilt, no, yes, but no, because she's
behind you.
So behind me. She's one of my biggest fans.
She's so sweet.
God, I know.
Because I felt guilt too. And I was like, I never want to like take somebody from somebody, but I knew that we were,
it wasn't like
going
that
the right
at
direction.
all.
Yeah, it didn't ever feel like that. I just have that, I have that my own anxiety.
Don't we all?
Well,
don't we all?
Paige and I do. But no, for real, that was like really, really sweet.
She's such an amazing, inspirational, cheerleading, empowering.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've always felt that from her. Mm-hmm. So we love you, Kristen.
Love you so much.
Love you.
So much.
Love all the ladies that suggested.
God, Vanessa.
I talked to Paige. Yeah, Vanessa and Sarah Kinder, we've had on the podcast. So definitely go listen to the Kinder Artist episode. Sarah and I are also kindred spirits for sure. I think it was one of our longest episodes because we were just like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Which, I mean, this is kind of always ends up being like a mush fest. Like, we love each other because I mean, like I said, I've had so many relationships that were based around like masculine energy, and I just like held it in all the time. And I'm just like, no, that's not the vibe. That's not me. I want to tell everybody, you know, they say people like rest in peace. Like, you want to tell people, you tell their stories at their funeral. I'm like, I'm going to tell everybody how much I fucking think they're amazing every day. Like, I want you to like rest in life and just know that you're seen and heard and understood. And that for me as a leader of all y'all, like, I talked about this a couple of times that I was like, Adrienne really came on when I was in survival mode and such a major transition. And we talked on our episode about how we were in the back room the other day with the tornadoes. And we're sitting on the floor, and Paige just looks over at me and she's just like, Amanda, I don't tell you enough. You're a great leader. And I felt the laugh from Adrienne. Like, I was like, Adrienne don't think so. Nope. But when we look at it, I was like, I was just in survival mode and transition mode. And lucky you.
I came in at the great time.
You did. I was like, I think I'm a good leader to Paige. And I do think I'm a good leader with Adrienne, but she's just seen more of the transition into the person I am now. Mm-hmm. So even 4 years from now, when somebody walks in and I'm even better then, they're going to say that to me. And Paige is going to go, you should have seen her when I met her. No, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe not. Actually, I kind of hope so, because I want to evolve and always become a better.
Growth is always excellent.
It is. I mean, I feel like being a continual like student just like relieves everything about life. So I don't know, but I'm so glad that you said yes.
Yes.
She is the exact right woman for the job. The amount of people that have mentioned you by name specifically from like their positive interactions with you has blown me away. And I could not, like, I go to sleep at night with such trust in my team, and I haven't always had that. And we talked about this at like the holiday party a lot. I was like, I've gone into so many like holiday seasons so stressed, like, ugh. And again, I wasn't the leader I am now. We weren't in the place we were now. We didn't have all the product that we have now. Like, we couldn't make as much money because we just didn't have everything all together. And it finally all felt, including the team and like the company culture, has all kind of melded together at this beautiful moment. And I go to sleep every night and I have a really hard time trusting people. Like, I just do. That's like something that I struggle with. And I have no issues trusting you.
Oh my gosh.
Zero issues.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I love that.
Forever and always.
Forever.
I'm like, how big can I make this company so that Paige just has like all the money in her wallet? Like, I'm doing that obviously with Adrienne too. I'm just like, how much more money can I give Adrienne? Like what can I create? How can I create more jobs and more people feeling like happy in their work? Because we all deserve that. We spend so much fucking time here.
Yeah. Everyone deserves that.
Yeah. And it's so hard to find.
It is.
I don't know. I mean, there's always stuff we could do better, but I think we're doing pretty good.
Oh, definitely.
Do you feel like you've like managed people in other situations that you were in, like when you were in education or other retail jobs? Have you done a lot of like direct over them, like management? You guys are like, you hired her for a full-time manager and you don't know the answer to this question. It's called vibes.
It's vibes. Yeah.
And
just
trust.
It was, what was it? Kismet. We just knew.
Yeah. Kismet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did.
Knew. Yes.
Yeah. And you also worked here like 9 months before I gave you a full-time position. Like, you didn't.
Yeah. I proved myself worthy.
Yeah. You never let me down. But now you have a direct report, our amazing Rachel.
Ah, yes.
And you're like, I love managing Rachel.
She's fantastic. Yeah. I've never been directly, like, officially over in management of people. I've never been in a management position over people. I've trained
like direct reports.
Right. Mm-hmm. I've trained other people, but not in this role exactly. And I'm just, look, okay, this is the kind of leader that Amanda is. So it's my first time managing people. I'm going on full time, and she gives me literally the best employee to manage. And And I'm just so thankful every day for Rachel. She is the most fabulous.
Just human.
She is.
She's such a baddie. We always talk about her.
The best baddie.
Y'all know about her now. I need to have her on the podcast now too, because the amount of times I've been like, someone who's studying law wanted to work here.
Yes.
Like an amazing woman who plans to change the fucking world through beautiful like allyship and just through becoming a public defender of the people. Like she's just, it's like what I think of as like the perfect position to be in to make change, but it's not where I belong.
Oh yeah.
So I respect it so much. And I think she gets that from all of us. We're all like, you're fucking cool.
She really is.
And we're all such like softies and like cuties. And she's such a baddie. Except for when Paige turns on her like metal music, which Paige Rage is what I need in my life. Like I really appreciate that I came into the shop one time and Paige didn't even hear the metal music she was playing. And I don't care. Like I like that she's listening to stuff. She was like doing inventory or something. And I'm happy that you were like in your zone. You knew how to take care of yourself. It was that Paige Rage vibey moment of the metal music. But when you started to talk to me, I was like, Paige, I cannot hear you.
She just comes in giggling and I'm like, oh, Amanda's in a great mood. Wonder what got her tickled.
Such a great mood. And then I was like, you don't hear it? It's like that TikTok that's like, you don't see me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
None whatsoever. No.
Maybe that's why you deal with me so well.
Why?
Because you don't let all the noise come in.
Oh, you think I tune you out?
No, like in a good way. Like I feel like you don't let the external. It's like we're kind of used to chaos.
I got you. That makes sense. Yeah.
And so even learning to not have chaos was really hard. That took a long time to unlearn, like that so many things don't have to be chaotic. And like I talk about a lot, like I've been impulsive and I felt very much like my impulsive decisions led me to places that were rough to get out of. So intentional is like the main goal. And so for like the chaotic part and the impulsiveness, those feel like connected somehow. And so for me, coming in, watching you like listen to a lot of noise. And don't get me wrong, like I thought it was cool. Like I liked the sound, but I was like, oh, she's so calm. Like you're calm amongst the storm.
That makes sense. I
think that makes sense for you.
Yes.
And I don't even remember how we got out of that, but I was like, can you turn it down for a second just so I can hear you? And I was like, maybe I need to keep working on my calm in the storm.
Yeah, just have someone scream at you all the time. Really helps you find your zen.
It's really the zen. And it's so funny because to me, seeing you with all of your crystals and your metal music feels like they wouldn't go together, but they come together and
duality.
They're Paige. Yeah.
Paige is duality.
Yeah. So you said with Bluegrass Witch, she like sold a lot of crystals. I mean, is that why you were initially drawn to her as well? Like you like the vibes of all of the energy.
Oh yeah. Anything that's connecting to the earth, anything that's natural and everything is ethically sourced in her shop, which, I'm like, ethically sourced. Yes, I am a millennial. Love that CSR.
So I feel like which crystals like are your current faves? Because I'm looking at her desk and there's like 5 or 6 of them on top of a Hexing the Patriarchy book. And next to a little thing I gave her for Christmas that's like, if you want to kick ass, you first have to lift your foot. And so again, I feel like it's like Paige Rage vibe. I just like, obviously I love to rhyme and like punny stuff, but like looking at the crystals with all of the like other things, it's like there's Paige.
She's aggressive, but she's also very peaceful.
She's peaceful, aggressive.
It's called balance.
So what are the crystals you have on your desk?
I have, what's over?
I know, it's like hard to see.
I think I have a rose quartz on one side. I have a piece of yellow calcite and clear quartz that you actually gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
You gave me those.
Paige gave everybody in our favorite things, like fun activity for our holiday party, crystals.
I did.
And I thought it was so sweet because you like really thought about each one of us. Even Ryan.
Of course.
You brought in some. That was so nice.
He got his little name was written on it.
Yeah.
He got his own one. Actually, so I got him a piece of fluorite. I have a piece of fluorite on my desk.
See, she remembers.
Well.
I was like, I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But I like the vibes, but I don't like the research. That's what I've learned.
You got the peach moonstone.
That just sounds awesome.
I think I got you another one too.
I think there were like a couple in each one.
Maybe aventurine. Oh yes, it was peach moonstone aventurine that you got, which I have peach moonstone over here as well. It's the biggest piece.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be the most visible from your desk.
And on my desk, I have like a pop figurine of Elle Woods. With that my niece Janet gave me / my brother for Christmas. Like my niece is 2, so my brother picked it out. And I love him for it because she's amazing. She's like studying for law school with her little glasses and her pink shimmery heart-shaped shoes. And then I have like
it's hard?
What? Like it's hard? I love her. And then a BFF bracelet on top of it that I made with my best friend.
Aww.
How cute that we have our own desks.
That's very cool.
I didn't have a desk.
No, I've never had a desk. Look, again, I came in
at the right time. She got her own computer. Yeah. Adrian's like, what? No, I'm just kidding. She was very happy for us.
Adrian really saw us through so that I could get here. And
she paved the way.
Yes, she really did.
The new black and everything like paved the way for where we are now. But yeah, the duality. I love that. Mm-hmm. And what do you feel like makes Rachel just like the best person ever to be the management? Because I actually feel like because she's so cool, your next person's going to be harder.
Yes.
Like no matter what.
Yes.
And like she already knew you.
Yes.
As well. And you guys had already worked together. So like training somebody fully up because we're going to start looking for our next hire for like summer after Rachel takes the bar and like has to go study for the bar for like months.
That's super serious.
Very serious. And we want it for her so bad. I was like, how do we support Rachel during this time to get her law degree? Because we need her to have it.
We need her. Yes.
Yeah. The world does.
Yes.
So what makes her so great? Like, is it just easy with y'all? Like, what's it like when I'm not around? Like what happens in my own company?
Good stuff. We make you money.
That's great.
We make all these women money.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny. I guess it was a couple weekends ago. We were working side by side and I'm such a Care Bear when it comes to like customer interaction. And she's so like, fuck that. You need this necklace.
Duality.
Like we are.
You guys combined are the wow vibes. For sure.
Yes. Yes. Aww. Very much so.
You need that fuck no necklace now.
Yes. And she'll just tell people, she's like, people walk in with food and they're like, oh my gosh, it goes great with Royals chicken is this fuck no necklace. Or just like, she's just so funny and so
hot
blunt.
Chicken, hot necklace.
Yes. Yes. And she's, yes, it's so.
But she doesn't do it to us.
No.
She keeps her baddiness for her customer vibes.
It's so funny. There are times when I'm like, Rachel, you're doing a great job. She's like, don't talk me up. Tell me to get my shit together. I'm like, okay, I'll try.
And I'm like, Paige, everybody has to be managed different ways.
Yes.
Listen to her when she tells you.
So I did. I started randomly being like, hey, I see that you did inventory for 2 days instead of just 1. Like, get your shit together. Like, I see that you're going above and beyond. Like, you suck.
She's probably like, yes.
I hate this.
All right.
Do better.
Now I gotta talk to Rachel and get her out here eventually.
Absolutely. Yes, because you have to hear it. Like it's yeah, she's great.
I mean, even at the holiday party, she's like, we're all a little bit of comedic relief, but in our own ways.
Yes.
She is. She's, I don't know. I kept telling her, I was like, hey, I'm really nervous about the next person we hire because you're so amazing. And then she was like, I've been thinking about it and I'm really nervous about the next person you hire because I am that amazing. And like, what are you guys going to do without me? I was like, I love a Taurus. You guys are both Tauruses too.
Yes.
We all have April birthdays. All the three of us.
1 day apart.
Yeah.
Rachel and I are. Yeah.
And how different.
I know.
But you're both, I feel like, quintessential Tauruses still.
Oh yeah.
In the best way. And I think that my Taurus cusp really.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
you're right there with us.
I didn't know the ego came from the Taurus side. I thought it was the Aries.
Here it is.
Here it is.
Here we are.
If you've listened to the podcast before, you probably heard me mention how I recently was able to start providing health insurance to my long-term love of an employee, Adrian, my COO. This was a first for me, and I couldn't have done it without the help of Gusto. Thank you so much, Gusto. This is an easy-to-use human resources platform that makes growing your business a breeze. No matter the size or stage of your business, Gusto puts the tools you need to hire, pay, and manage your team all at your fingertips. Whether you're hiring your first employee or looking to raise productivity amongst your team, Gusto has a plan for your small business. Head on over to our show notes for our affiliate link to unlock your team's potential today. Let me know if you use our link because I'll happily, personally walk you through starting on Gusto and running your very first payroll. Because if you use our link, you get a $100 Visa gift card, and Gusto provides me a little kickback too, so I can help you for free. Let me know when you're ready to get started with Gusto. Well, obviously, we love having you here, and I can't wait to continuously have you just grow and develop and everything. But I feel like the major thing that I just put you through and everyone through was Galentine's Day. Yeah. So, like, what was that like for you? Like, I'm basically like, we're just doing like performance reviews on air at this point. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. It's like, I want you to judge my performance. And I don't know, like, what was that like? Because the whole weekend, first off, Abby,
man,
thank you. Thank you so very much. Like, my heart just, Abby is Paige's wife, and she came by the entire weekend. All of our partners did. Adrian and I talked about Colton and Ryan and Abby all working together. We're like, look at our partners.
So cute.
They're just vibing. They all liked each other. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
And worked so well together. I was like, they need a business. And I was like, nah. I want to just hang out with my husband and not have him work here. And then Adrian was like, well, maybe Colin one day. And I was like, I cannot take on two of y'all that I wouldn't sleep at night. Like, I can't have everybody's food on the table be my responsibility. That's intense.
It's a lot.
Maybe in the future, though. We'll see, because we do love Colin.
Oh, yeah.
But Abby, just thank you so very much, because my heart, like I said, you really stuck it out the whole weekend. You sold so much shit. You gathered every single, we also went viral that weekend. I forgot that until right now.
That's true.
And she gathered like every online sale.
She did.
And I was just like, oh my God. And then she was like, and here's my pile. I was like, do I need to tell you, like, Paige, like, you don't have to spend your whole paycheck here.
We just love it. Okay. I'm sorry.
Just love it.
We can't help it.
So what was that like working with your spouse all weekend? Talk about managing people.
No, it was actually great. Found out that Colton and Abby are very, very similar, actually. And the more I learn about Colton, the more I'm like, oh, Abby. Oh, yes, yes. So I love that they got to work together. I love that she got to work with Ryan as well. He's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. He's just so focused. I feel like Colton's like, I'm here for the good vibes and to execute everything. And Abby's similar. She's
they both just get shit. They all three, they just get shit done.
They do.
But it was great working with her and everybody the weekend. I feel like, we just made it happen.
Yeah. Was it stressful being like, go do this, go do that? Or like, how did you manage your spouse? Cause like, I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, I feel like I didn't. There were times when I would be like, hey babe, I need your help. But otherwise I'm like, just go blow up some balloons or something. Like she really manages herself much better than I do.
I think that's all of them. Yeah. Like all of our partners do that really well.
Yes. They're all very self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And she is just much more than I am. Not that I'm not self-sufficient.
Yeah, you are, for sure.
I didn't really feel like I had to manage her as much.
Well, and we were also all three invested of like 6 months in of planning this thing.
Yes.
And it's the first big thing we did this is the first thing you've done with us like full time. Like it was only a couple of weeks before that you became full time. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I'm sure just a lot of pressure to feel all of that. And the store was open. You were in charge of literally getting all the product over there. I was like, sorry, Paige. I learned for next time I won't do this shit to you again.
Well, and I think that's another reason why I don't feel like I was managing Abby as much. She was more working at the venue, getting everything together and following you all and working with the spouses and doing all that. Whereas I was more in the store. I had Rachel helping me. She was running the store. I was pulling product and we were re-merchandising as we went, Yeah.
And you guys are like dynamic duo all over the place. So
yes. Yes. So again, like it's not a task to manage Rachel whatsoever.
Or Abby.
Or Abby. No, or
I'm like, we'll just bring Abby and Colton on like all day long. Ryan's like, nah, not it.
Ryan says no, but the other two, they're down.
Yeah, they're down. They're like, anytime. Colton really liked making balloons.
So did Abby.
She did?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like Ryan was like, nope, I don't think he blew up one balloon.
Really?
He was organizing all of the product. Remember you guys worked on sweatshirts and I was like,
oh yeah.
Y'all, we ran out of time.
I mean, he was getting the lights together. Ryan was everywhere. He was doing everything. He was up on ladders and
he was all over the place.
Yeah.
And he had stuck it out. I mean, he told me like when we went home, I just like thanked him so deeply. I was like crying because I just love to cry. Like I love a little expression of emotion. And I cry when I'm frustrated, when I'm happy, when I'm, when I'm angry, when I'm grateful. It's my expression. And so I was in bed and I was just like the night before Galentine's, which was February 11th, it was Saturday. And I was just laying there and I was like, I can't believe this is going to happen. Like, I can't even believe. And I was just laying next to him and he was like, you made this happen. Your team made this happen. I was like, yeah, Ryan, you're like a major part of that, like massive part of like, I mean, he's such a big part of why this is even here. Like, we are like that team. We are that, unit. And he appreciates what we're doing so much and is so happy for us. He just doesn't like being in the limelight and he doesn't want to be the attention he was like, I just knew, even though my feet hurt so fucking bad. And I was like, all of our feet. It was a long couple days.
It was.
Of getting through. We're all just hurting so bad. And I was like, thank you though, because he doesn't question me. He doesn't like get in my way. He is just there. I'm here to help. What can I do? It's very supportive. And I felt like all of our spouses were like that.
Oh yeah.
And maybe because they didn't have all the pressure of like really making this happen in the way that we did of planning it for 6 months and leading up to it. It was nice to have that relief from them of just like, oh, I can just be here and get this done without the anxiety attached.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least that's what I'm assuming they felt.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Most likely.
I think so. Oh my gosh. And Abby got to like shoot off the money gun.
Yes. She was very excited about that.
$500K, baby.
That was so cool.
Oh my gosh. What a cool experience. You sold the $500,000 item.
I didn't even realize it at the time.
Yes, you did in the video. You can tell. You're like, okay, this is it.
Oh,
this is it.
No.
You were like, maybe.
I didn't know.
She's behind the sign that's like churning.
Yes, I couldn't see the sign. And as it was turning, I didn't know if it was my sale or Rachel's. And it took me, I was just like, oh yeah, Abby, do the gun. Like we hit 500, like do the money gun. We hit 500. It didn't occur to me until like several days later that it was actually those earrings.
Yeah. I realized it in that moment because I pulled that girl over and you had handed her the earrings.
Yes.
And yeah, we had video. Victoria beautifully captured the video.
So amazing with the video.
We are obsessed with the Victoria. Love you, girl.
Love her.
But she was collecting social media content for us that day as our social media manager too. So it's like how she got your face on there and you're like, and then you realized it and like you're handing over the $500,000. Like, yeah, it was very, very like, I don't know, just such a beautiful moment. And then you're like, okay, Abby, go. And you see Abby going like, yay. It was just such a fun time.
It was very fun.
How fun that it happened at Galentine's too. Like, I know. Adrian and I talked about that. We're like, we could not have planned that.
No, that was perfect.
It was such a good time. And it really, I feel like, just created such a cool experience. Because I mean, having 550 people there, like supporting women-owned businesses, having a blast for Galentine's Day. Like,
yes,
we did a whole episode yesterday, Adrian and I did, on just Galentine's Day. It was an hour and a half.
That's amazing.
I was like, how did I go on the news and talk about this in 2 minutes? How did I mention everybody? Just talk really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was really cool.
Oh, that was amazing.
And it was our first 5-figure day. Like
Was it
that
really?
day. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
In my like whole career.
Yes.
And like,
Babe, congrats.
it's like weeks into you being full time.
That's really, really cool.
You're fancy though. Like
She fancy.
she fancy. It was like a really cool experience. And
That was a magical, magical weekend. It felt like a blur but everyone, it was just party vibes the whole time.
yeah, it didn't, even though it was stressful before, everybody was there for the same reason. We wanted the same result. We wanted to have this big, beautiful party, and we did. And we threw like the best day ever. Like it was one of the best days of my life. It was also more expensive and more complicated than my wedding. I was like thinking about that. Yeah.
Same.
I mean, I was just like, damn, this is a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like for me, like I have to set you guys up all at stations. Like I've learned this as running events over time. Like I can't be at a station or with a job. And now Adrian can't either because we have to run around.
Yes. Yes.
Adrian is just as important to not be at a station as I am. And what we've known from our past events is that Adrian had to stay stationary because I was like running around, but that was only with like less than 100 people.
Right. Yeah.
So with 500, we need multiple people able to answer questions, able for having like Lindsay from 1020 come over and ask something like in her Southern accent. I just love her. We love her. And just like, you have to have multiple people available ready for anything. And when we have 1,000 people there, guess who's not going to have a station? You're going to be running around too one day.
That's so true.
You're the next one.
I'm the next one.
Yeah. It's so fun. I can't wait till next year.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I could get 1,000 people this year.
We came close.
Turns out it's a lot of people.
Well, and the thing is,
500's a lot.
Yes. I had several people come and they're like, people would come up to me and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You actually got 1,000 people here.
Oh yeah. People thought it was 1,000.
I'm like, no, but I didn't say that in my head. I'm like, not quite, almost, but I'm just like, yeah, I know people showed up. Like who knew women would show up to support other women? Wow.
Who knew?
Who knew? Amanda Dare knew.
These girlies knew because we do it for each other. And I felt like even with the 500 though, because you got to manifest shit. You got to say, I speak it out loud. And then I'm like, okay, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Cause that scared me. Like that was like, fuck, that's a lot. And 550 was the actual right amount for the space.
Oh, I agree.
For the flow. Nobody had to wait in like super crazy long lines or anything for like food or drinks or hair tinsel, like hair glitter.
I'm shaking my head like I know. I didn't leave my booth. I'm sure the lines were great.
Well, Paige, I do think we should talk about how in the middle of our shifts, like that day,
that heart to heart,
we had a really beautiful, like we like cried together, like behind Honeybee Fiberco's. Like
we were just hiding in the corner.
I was like sitting next to the water cooler. My feet hurt from like just standing all day on concrete. It was so intense. And I was just sitting back there just having some water. And like, I think you had like run to the bathroom or something, which was nearby. And then we saw each other and I made room for you. I was like, sit down. Everything's okay. And
Abby was handling it.
Abby handled it.
She just ran shit.
Because apparently, I mean, we might need help at Nulu Fest shit. Well, I guess she's probably at a race, but like, something. We'll see.
We'll see.
But it's definitely like, if we need help, I'm calling you, Abby. I'm calling you. But like, it was so beautiful to sit down because behind our booth, I was like sitting there for a minute, but then I felt like everybody was kind of staring at me and like I shouldn't be sitting in the booth. Like, I don't know. So apparently I just went and sat behind somebody else's. But it felt like, I don't know, I wasn't near water or anything. I just needed a moment. And it was a little quieter because it was kind of like this corner spot. And they had like a big thing in front of us. So we were kind of hidden. And I just had Paige sit down and we just looked around and we like sat there in wonder a little bit and just like held each other's hands and literally cried a little bit of just like, look at what we all did. Look at what happened. Like it's actually working. Like I always think this stuff is going to work.
Right.
But I don't know.
It did.
And it did.
It really did.
And like from the vendors to the sponsors to our employees, I felt like, we did the very best that we could. And to everybody that attended, like everyone involved in this in any way, our volunteers, everybody, like they were all so happy to be there. And they all agreed that this was like so needed. And like, we just sat there and we're just like, and I think you said something like, I get paid to do this. I'm like, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Well, because I like wanted
really
to do it last year, but I didn't know you last year.
No.
So I couldn't have done it.
No, sorry. You needed me.
I did need you.
Look, there's Rachel.
There's a Taurus.
She's coming out of me. Yeah, you needed me.
We all need some baddie energy from Rachel. Well, I feel like, I mean, it was just thank you. Because I just feel how much passion you give to this. And business is really difficult. And as you go through it, finding the people that you trust to like leave your little biz baby with, which, you know, or just my puzzle of business and how we engage with it every day is like, it's so scary. And to trust somebody to be able to handle that in any of the moments with customers or behind the scenes or manage fucking me all the time. Like, you're a great manager already.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I don't know. I want people to know you and to love you and to be ready to come and interact with you in the store because you're down there.
It's so fun.
All the time.
It's such a party.
She's either down there or she's down there with Rachel. And I think I've worked like an hour in the store, maybe more, but not more than 3 hours in the store because we brought you on full time. We were ready for that, excited for that. And because of you managing and maintaining the store, we're able to go out into the community and put more money into the wallets of women. Like you're creating that. Like you are.
Oh, yeah.
She's just looking at me like, nah. I'm just
you can see the disbelief. You can
She's
see
like,
it.
I don't believe you. Because you watched the store this morning, I think I might become a contributing editor of a magazine. Isn't that cool?
That's pretty freaking awesome.
And they want to feature the woman-owned businesses from the tour in the magazine and all the women-owned businesses that we know, like over time, obviously.
Yes.
And I literally had on my like vision board, like a magazine, like a wow zine. I wanted to do one.
Oh my God, so cute.
And then I met with her this morning and I was like, it's all because I have someone I trust, like that we can move this business further and that money goes into the wallets of women.
Yeah.
So let's dive in just like a little bit more. We don't have to go like too deep because you guys should come and interact with Paige individually and love on her, buy all the amazing things in the store with her, or just have Rachel tell you, fuck yes, you need that. But like your money story and why you feel so good where you are now, like you said you were in education for a long time. This is like your career stuff and you worked in some retail, but I mean, kind of what do you feel like really led you here? Like you said, you really like having purpose in your life. Like had you felt that was something like throughout your life that you really wanted? Or, I mean, tell us a little bit more about like baby Paige and all her ragey vibes. Or just like, did you always see money as this thing that could be really positive and be a tool? Probably not. I didn't.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Never. Now I do.
No.
It's like the longest question ever. So however you want to interpret it.
Okay. I'll just go with it.
Go with it.
So
I love it. She knows how to work with me, y'all.
I'm here for it. Baby Paige rage was...
Sorry. I love her already.
Baby Paige rage was very minimal with money. Money was not something that I was ever really seeking because I never really saw a point to money. I was very focused on just spending money on whatever I had to spend money on. And I was never intentional about where it went. It was just, oh yeah, I can either like, I just wanted to spend and acquire the least amount possible, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, like it wasn't a priority.
No.
It was just, it was a means.
It was just a means.
To an end.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just
a tool.
A tool. Yes.
Yeah.
I was very minimally focused on money as far as spending, where it was going, why it was being spent. Everything was minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yes, I was working in education. I was not making very much money at all. But that didn't matter to me because I wasn't money driven.
Yeah.
I wasn't money focused.
You're purpose driven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I switched over to retail, I think it was working at Logan Street and being surrounded by all the women there. I really started to, I mean, it was all around me, the intention of spending money, being intentional with where and how you spend money, being in that environment really changes the way that you think about your own spending and what you can do with money.
Well, I'm sure in education, they're not like talking about money.
No, they avoid it because you don't get paid anything to work in education.
But at least working in retail, you're like, here's your total, and you're watching people spend money.
Yes.
Like you're interacting with money more.
Yes, there's a lot. Yes, there's so much more interaction. And then especially working with the small business owners, I think the difference between working for a big corporation as far as the education, the Department of Education, and then working for a small business, even that mindset of money is different. And about the intentionality of where and how you're spending, that's different. So that really transformed my view as well.
Yeah.
About how and when to spend money and saying, okay, I feel better spending more money on something that I might not necessarily have spent money on in the past, but I know my money is going to a good place.
Yeah. It contributes to.
It contributes. There's a flow to it. You can actually see. So just like in our sign down in the store where you watch your money going into the wallets of women, you can see when you shop local, shop small business, you can see your impact. And I think the impact is really what made a difference the most because that fueled my passion.
You get to see your impact in what you're doing every day.
Yes.
You do. Watching it go into the wallets of women as well.
Yes.
And you get to convey that to the community. Like, check this out. Like I've never seen that anywhere else.
No.
Where you watch your money go into like this big account, basically. Like the number changes every time you purchase. And we have the little ka-ching sound if you want to put it in the mic. Yeah. Ka-ching. So like people are checking out, they're interacting with the ka-ching sound as a customer of WOW. And then you're watching, which you're really impacted by your purpose, and you love working with women and you've loved working with small business. So like, I can't imagine a better place for you to facilitate that interaction from a customer through you to the wallets of women like every day.
It's pretty freaking cool.
It's really cool.
It's so energizing and it's so fulfilling.
Yeah. And I think we just got that sign when you started last year.
I think so.
So I just needed Paige in my life.
You needed me.
I was like, where is she? There she is.
Here, I'll show up one day.
Just show up one day after a million people said, you've got to talk to her. And I bet you really, I mean, like the manifesting stuff, like I feel like you really did. You were putting that out in the world with so many women. And I do have a lot of connections around town. And I also love working with women. And I feel like I have so many just random connections even, but obviously within the woman-owned business space. So for you to say anything out loud to a room full of women, like manifesting that, putting it out there, that's how you got here.
Yeah.
Like it really works. Like if putting it out there in the world, you're going to find the opportunity to make it happen. And I put it out there in the world that I was looking. And those amazing women connected us.
Yes.
In the universe.
It's all
the crystals.
It's the crystals.
It's the crystals. And the metal music.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah. So I feel like in education, like you worked there for a long time, I feel like.
Oh yeah. I started working with kids professionally when I was, I guess, 17, when I was really starting to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you just graduated college, but you did work for quite a while and then went back to college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I dropped out of college 4 times.
4 times? I switched my major 8 times.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, I can't leave here because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I stayed an extra year. I was like, I'm not ready. I'm still cooking.
Yeah. I definitely was not ready. Not at all, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked in an elementary school for 5 years.
Were you going to school originally for education as well?
I was. And so I dropped out of studying education 4 different times.
Wow.
At 4 different universities.
Still working in it.
And I was working in it. So I was super burnt out. I just I don't think I actually saw any, for me specifically. For other people, like Abby works in education, loves it. She's going to go far. You know what I mean? Like that is her. I didn't see a long-term plan for me in education.
What made you like pick that?
I loved kids. I've always loved kids. They're so fun. They're so weird.
Yeah.
They're
just everything's possible to kids. I love hanging out with kids.
And they're weird. And I don't know. I love them. and I always have. So it just seemed logical for me to work with children professionally because I was familiar with kids and I feel comfortable around kids.
And you were going to be a teacher probably of younger kids? Mm-hmm. Like that was the hope?
Yeah. Originally, I was studying interdisciplinary early childhood education, IECE. And then I was working in daycares, started working at the elementary school, and I worked with kids with moderate to severe disabilities, which was absolutely amazing. Fed my purpose.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah. I have a friend that does that. Yeah.
Oh, it's really, really close to my heart. I love it.
Aww.
Absolutely love it. And
so that's probably what kept you in it, was just your purpose.
Yes.
And I'm sure the people.
Oh, 100%. Yes. The families, the parents, even the parents were great. Like you hear about all like in education, like, oh, the parents are the worst. Not my parents. They were great.
You're like, I got lucky.
Yeah, I really did. They were wonderful.
You probably managed those parents pretty well. You probably did a lot of management more than you think. You've managed kids.
You called me I was the redirection queen there.
Oh,
yes.
A queen of redirection.
Yes. If anybody was doing something that was just not what we needed to be doing. Oh my gosh, but actually we're going to do this. Wow. Yeah. It was very tour guide Barbie vibes.
Yes. Oh, listen, I channeled tour guide Barbie more than any other Disney character. Except maybe like Anna when she wakes up and her hair's all fucked up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And she just wants to eat chocolate. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, tour guide Barbie.
Yeah.
That's the best part of Toy Story 2.
It really is.
And then the very end when she's like smiling and waving, she's like, can I stop smiling now? My face hurts. And she finally lets it go and she's like, oh, I love her. Anyways.
Love.
I was like, this is the best part. And then she drives around her little pink car.
Is so cute.
Love it. Love it. And like how Ken has like that whole like scene where he's trying on all the outfits.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Montage. That's the word.
Montage.
Shopping montage in his closet. And it's like to distract him because he loves outfits. I'm like, I love the fits too. Mm-hmm. They're so good.
How do you not?
How do you not? So yeah, you've been redirecting kids, very tour guide Barbie. So kids and parents, or just like mostly the kids, like you're able to bring them from one thing to another.
Oh yeah.
Seamlessly.
Definitely redirecting the kids more so than the adults.
Yeah.
Because, they're little attention spans.
Yeah. Like us.
like me. Yeah.
Short.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm ready to do something new now too. Good job, kid. Let's go.
Yeah.
I always thought I was going to be a teacher too.
Really?
That was the totally first thing. It. Thank you. That was the first thing I thought I was going to be. And then I was going to be a baker.
Ooh.
But I didn't just want to be a teacher. I wanted to be the principal. Yeah. And I didn't just want to be a baker. I wanted to own a bakery. So like I was always actually an entrepreneur. I just didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of that as like a visual. Like I didn't have, my family wasn't like entrepreneurs. Like they worked in jobs. So I was like, oh, that's the path.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I think that had a big influence.
Have you been around like entrepreneurs in your life?
I mean, my grandfather started his own pharmacy years ago.
Oh, that's cool.
So he definitely has a good like business mindset. Mm-hmm. And I had several family members work for him. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was just doing pharmacy. I don't think I even grasped the concept of what business is or management or any of it. I really didn't. I didn't know anything about it in high school and in college. I only studied like kids and development and IEPs. So I didn't really, I think that's why once I started working in retail, it was like this whole world opened up. I thought, oh, there's opportunity here. There's so many fun things. There's marketing, there's management, there's Excel sheets.
She's like organizing everything.
You can color code everything. And there's like merchandise, it's just all of it. It was so
like, it's not just the money.
No. Yeah. It was so interesting to me.
It's interesting that like the three of us that are, working like full time in the business right now are, I mean, I don't ever think Adrienne's been like motivated by the money. Mm-hmm. She's not here just for the money. I mean, the money is like good to have. Obviously we like live off of it, but like we're all motivated by creativity or purpose or like impact. Mm-hmm. Like we love the full impact of what this can have for the community more than like the money of it. For women that like talk about it a lot. Yes. We're not really that driven by it.
Oh no. I thought I was there for a while in my early 20s.
Maybe that's what like makes us so genuine about it though. Like,
yes.
No, for real. We're just like trying to do this cool thing. But yeah, you thought you were motivated by money in your 20s?
I did. In my early 20s, I really thought like, okay, I was in a low point. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to focus everything on just making money and I'm just going to do whatever and just to make money. But then I still didn't see any purpose in it.
Yeah. So what would that money have done for you?
Nothing. I didn't have anything. Like I had no goals that I was saving for.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even paying attention to what I was spending because I still wasn't spending. I was still in that minimal spending mindset just because I felt like money was just a necessity, but nothing like.
Yeah, you were focused on other things.
I was.
You were focused on the kids.
I was just trying to find, yes.
And the education portion of it, which does provide a lot of purpose.
Yes.
I mean, the next generation is like, it's so exciting to think about them and like.
It really is.
You know, like past yourself, like we all have this, it's legacy really.
Yes. Yes.
You know? Like you're impacting so many kids and they're going to go off and do so many things. And it's a way to direct purpose and energy into the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
You never know where they're going to end up. Like they're going to do cool things.
Absolutely. That, and I worked with kids with moderate to severe disabilities. So there were constant little victories all day long. And that was really fueling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved that part of it. Was just like all day long, we have these teeny tiny little like,
you're helping them reach their goals every day.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Multiple times through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I was studying sign language interpreting, there was individual education program. Is that program or the IEPs?
Oh, yeah.
There was individual education, I want to say program. I might be saying the wrong word at the end, but we dealt with IEPs a lot as well of like, you know, if there was, you would interpret in schools often. And like I was at manual for a month for like observation and practicum. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Where you like, it's basically your internship. So we had to do 450 hours of that before we could go out into the world. And then we had to take certification tests and all these things. Like there was a written one and then performance ones. There was a lot. But it was really interesting to see like the individual education, like plans. That's it. It's not programs.
You're talking about actual IEPs. Yes.
Like literally IEPs.
I'm sorry. I thought you were introducing me to something new. I was like, yeah, tell me about sign language. Okay. I'm here now.
No, I mean, different abilities.
Yes.
You know, like thinking about that and how they had individual education plans. It's not, that's why I was like, that's not the right word. So their individual plans. And how even that's interesting that you probably are taking in. I love to see how people became who they are. And I think you're probably even taking in a lot of that and you're able to individually like talk to all of us and manage all of us and educate all of us because you're very observant, you know, and you can take in a lot of that information. And I feel like maybe that's why I find you so calming. I like the observer vibes that you give off. She's like laughing at me. I'm like... She's like, I don't think of myself in all these things. I
feel like I'm very observant of, I think I'm observant of social situations and people more so than
that's what I mean,
anything else. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Like you were put in a lot of different situations, you know, through education.
Oh, definitely.
Naturally.
Yes.
And I think when people point out something, you know, about yourself that you might not realize or that they appreciate, you're like, oh, I just did it. Like you just lived it.
Yeah. Yes.
And now looking back, I'm like, oh, that makes sense why she is so good now, you know, at management or at really bringing people into the conversation and like being really inclusive with everybody in the store and welcoming. And I feel like you speak about the brand in such like a fun, educational way that makes it not overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I think
maybe not so much in the beginning.
We've worked on it. She just was so excited, y'all. She wanted to tell you everything about the brand. And I was like, we need one sentence, Paige.
I was very much a puppy in the beginning. Like, I get to work here. Let me tell you everything.
Everything, all the time,
Everyone
forever.
Needs to know.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, they do, but over time.
I've learned.
Yes. And you've perfected it. Let's be real. She's laughing because she's uncomfortable with that. I'm just like totally obsessed with her. And
God.
Her work ethic.
How did I get here?
That's what I'm trying to discover. I'm like, what makes Paige Paige? And I think there's a lot of that in the education side of your life and also in the impact side and in not being motivated by money.
No.
Those are actually like really like good things because we are trying to do something that, I mean, while it does have a lot of like philanthropic like parts of it, we are so genuine about it because none of us are truly driven by that. And if you're truly just driven by money, like small business probably isn't the place for you to be.
No.
Because even though we've given you a couple raises and made you full time in like under a year and they're obsessed with you and
Completely spoiled me rotten.
you've got like all this PTO, like
I have a desk,
your own computer, like just fancy things. Like at the end of the day though, like this is always going to be slightly more impact driven than monetary driven, because even though we kind of look like a big company, I think we act like a big company. Like we got our sassy pants on.
Yeah.
And we're like, we are really fancy, but like at the core of it, like is the impact.
Yes.
It's not about the money, and the genuine part of us that brings that out is what makes, I think, it actually work.
Oh yeah.
I never thought of it like that before.
I think I think when you spend a lot of time with anyone, if you have like a real relationship with anyone, I think your values must align in order for any sort of relationship to work. And I think that is something that holds our team together, is that shared value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's how we get through those tough times like Galentine's.
Yes. Because deep down in your core, why you're there, it needs to happen, and you just know.
Yeah. And I mean, we're all surrounded by people that are there together so we can lean on each other.
Yes.
As needed. And like, there's days that I'm like, y'all, I can't come in. I can't do it. Either my tummy problems or my anxiety. I can't do it today. And the amount of like guilt that I still have about like not being here every single hour of the day that everybody is working is a little more than it should be sometimes. But it's like slowly removing every little bit every day. Like I get 1% better every day.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. I don't want to be like this jarring thing. I just want to fully I'm like moving my hands. I'm like release, off of it, and finding beautiful people that are so value driven to stay in the business, and that we can have this like beautiful company, like culture. And you're right. It's because we're all value driven. Mm-hmm. I mean, we talk about Rachel being such a baddie, but like she wants to be a public defender. Like she's value driven.
Yes.
And I think as we start to look for that next person, because I have tasked you to do it, I'm like, I'm definitely still going to do an interview, but I don't want to do the first interviews. I want y'all to be like, who is she? Where is she doing? Or who are they?
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to come in here and just, kind of fill in with the culture? Because anything can be taught. And if somebody is value driven, we will be able to teach them what we got going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy. But I'm like, let's develop y'all as leaders further, because I got lucky with y'all, but my gut's not always right. And I want to know if everybody's gut is feeling the good vibes.
We have to all align
with the next hire. And I want to do it a little slower this time, not just like, Paige, you walked in without even an interview and now you're hired. I got to chill out with that stuff. I was like,
yeah, I was the last.
You're the last. Can't do it anymore. So now y'all got to get through Paige.
Yes.
And her Paige rage. Just kidding. Paige and Adrian, and then we'll chat.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how we can develop the next person up, because this is going to just go so far. Every day I feel that way, even more and more. And like now the sun is shining behind you. And again, I just know the universe is like shining its light on you and telling me, because I'm the one looking at you with it all behind you being all fancy, that you're in the exact right place at the exact right time. And I just love you so much.
I love you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Friends.
We are exactly where we need to be.
We are. And I mean, I feel like we've kept like everybody on the edge of their seats this whole time. No, we've just been vibing and loving it. But I think we can wrap it up and feel good about it, that maybe we'll have Paige back in the future. She can give y'all some updates about the storefront.
Of course, yeah.
And then Adrian and I can maybe be talking about Wow Factor Collective of creative services a little bit more with Wow Media, Wow Events, and I'm starting to manifest Wow Interiors. Adrian's like, not yet. And I'm like, in the future. It's coming one day.
You have to plant the seed.
Yeah, I was like, everybody I know in real estate, like, just let me design your Airbnbs, please. That's what I want to do right now. In the future, I want to do even more. But for now, that feels like I could do it.
I was listening to another podcast of yours this morning.
Aw.
It was with you and Adrian, and you all talked about doing Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Designing
Well, because we want
Airbnbs.
to.
Yeah.
We just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Well, it's coming because
It's coming.
You've mentioned it twice now, at least twice.
Yeah.
Maybe
No, I've
3
mentioned
times.
it.
Okay, you've mentioned it several times on the podcast.
Somebody's listening.
They've
We
been-
just need that connector piece. Like we each had to put it out in there in the universe.
So, hello, this is Paige Rage, and Amanda and Adrian will be designing your Airbnbs.
Yes, we will.
Reach out to us.
I like how serious you got. You're like, if we're going to manifest, we have to talk in this voice.
This is the making it happen voice.
Ooh. So I guess there's like, hear me out, which we have brought on to page 2. We talked about it on here. But like the hear me out is like we're dreaming. The let's go girls is the action phase. And then you just added one, I feel like. The like make it happen.
Making it happen.
Is like the manifest vibes.
Yeah.
So now we have manifesting it. And then we have hear me out, dreaming it big as it can get.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have executing with let's go girls. Good job, Paige. See, this is why we need to be on the podcast.
This is why you pay me the big bucks.
The big bucks. You guys, I would pay Paige, as much as I had in my wallet every day. Because like I said, she's the best person I could possibly imagine being in the role that she's in. And I'm so incredibly happy to have her as part of the team. And she just fits right in there, like so perfectly. We were talking about how I'm Ted Lasso and Adrian's coach. And
Very
at
much.
first, when I started watching Ted Lasso, I was like, Paige is Nate. But
Oh.
Nate turns out to be kind of...
Wait, which one's Nate? I haven't watched that show since it came out.
When I said that about Ted Lasso, you were like, football is life.
Yes. Wait, that's
with
him?
Danny. No, but you are Danny.
Oh, I am?
But the next coach they bring on like turns out to not be that great. And I was
the
like,
coach.
oh, that's not
Yes.
Paige.
No.
No. Because in the beginning I thought that it could be because he was like all excited
Yes.
and like ready to go. Like you said,
Yes.
little puppy vibes.
Yes.
But like, no.
No.
You're Danny.
No. I'm definitely Danny.
You bring in the vibes and you score the goals. That's what you do for us. So football is live.
I think I even sent in our
You did.
Slack. I was like, wow is live.
Yeah, you did. I think you sent a little GIF that said it from Danny saying it on
Yes.
Ted Lasso. And if you haven't watched that, like, it
That was
glorious.
a great show.
It just restarted again.
did it really?
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh.
The day we started recording this podcast,
Where
I
have
was
I
like,
been?
and have you guys watched Ted Lasso? And now I feel like I've said it 30 times.
Oh my gosh, where have I been? I have to watch it now. I'm sorry.
You have to.
I have to get off this podcast.
Yeah. It's time to go.
I'm so sorry.
Luckily,
It's been great.
I have a subscription and we can just all go watch it and enjoy. Because it's basically our working relationship. Like we talked about this. Like we're actually a professional sports team. We're not a family.
No.
that gets
no.
weird.
Yeah, no.
Also, like people have issues with their families, like, and nobody knows it. And we haven't known each other our whole lives. So that's weird.
Yeah.
Professional sports team. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We run this like a professional sports team. And I know Danny isn't the captain of the football team, but he is the positivity and keeps everybody going. And everybody knows when to come to him when they need him. And that's Paige for sure.
Oh my God.
And he could definitely be the captain. So
He totally could.
next season. But let's wrap it up there because Paige has to get back to the store
Woohoo.
and make more money and put it in the wallets of women. But moneymakers, thank you so much for listening. Paige, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. How do you feel doing your first podcast interview?
It's so much fun having conversations with you. This was great. Thank you so much for letting me be on the podcast.
Well, and we talk about like multiple streams of income a lot. Like we're definitely gonna have to find pages. So putting money in your wallet is usually how we kind of end today. Do you want to share any personal stuff like your Instagram or anything? Or you just wanted them to follow Wow Vibes?
No, I mean, I'm on the Wow Instagram very often. Yeah. Reach out anytime.
DM her on the Wow.
DM
one.
me on the Wow. Yes. I love
If
it.
you purchase from Wow, that money goes into the wallet of Paige.
It does.
So keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
And
Come
then
on,
she can
babes.
help you like be a part of the experience. Like come into the store, hit the ka-ching,
Please
and
do.
watch your money going into the wallets of women with Paige clapping.
Look, this ka-ching button, it gives me life every time. I'm like, can you hit it again, please?
Ka-ching is
I just love it.
life. Yay. Well, thank you again. I'm so happy to have you here. And moneymakers, until next time, go out there and make that money.
Woo.
If you want to put more money into the wallets of women like we do, then check out our website, thewomanownedwallet.com. And we can't wait to continue the conversation on our social media. So definitely follow us on our Instagram @womanowned.wallet and on TikTok @womanownedwallet. You can support us by following our podcast on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And don't forget to leave us a review. Thank you for listening to Woman Owned Wallet, the podcast.